Hey everybody, check out this beautiful lighting I've got going on. I've got the small rig light with gobo there, giving it the nice window. I've got this giant bar light on this side, giving it the nice bit of a contrasty backlight there. And then at the front I've got the other small rig, newer box light there to give my face a nice look. And it's actually kind of beautiful. I really like this. Anyway, let's crack on with what I've got to talk about today. It's quite a long one actually, so let's go. Reflection. So I watched, I need to get in a bit more. So I watched a few old vlogs. I was sort of going through the channel, watching the first video and then skip a few weeks, watch one, skip a few weeks, just sort of see the journey I've been on over the last year. And the first thing I noticed, this is crazy, the very first thing I noticed was on the back of my neck, I had these really long hairs that I did not like at all. I was just sort of watching it back and going, are those hairs really that long? That looks awful. So I have now shaved them. The back of the neck is not as hairy anymore and it's nice. I'm quite happy about that. I can't believe that was the first thing I noticed, but there we go. That's step one. Going over the notes, we have my first video is terrible, but I really like the bloopers at the end. They were quite funny. I can't remember them now because I wrote this a week ago, but there were some funny bloopers at the end as I recall. So maybe go and check that out. It's a really awful video. Just skip to the end, please. Save me the embarrassment. I've come a long way from where I've started. I mean, look at this setup compared to where I was sat on the floor in front of my radiator. It's a big difference, let's say, and in the quality of the videos, in the quality of the audio and all that sort of stuff, although I bet the audio is going to be crap because I've got the fan on in this video. It's really hot, so don't blame me. But I think they're getting better and I hope that they only improve over time. My box light has died again because this is quite old, and as I was watching these vlogs, it sort of revealed like a dark truth, let's say, that I've been really wanting to avoid admitting to myself and putting it out there, but I feel like now's the time to just say it, because once I've said it, that's like the first step of improving. We've just sort of, last year I was all in and a real go-getter. This is outside of YouTube, this is just in general filmmaking. I was such a go-getter and running around and making films left, right and centre, writing scripts and all that, and it was amazing. But this year I've sort of taken a step back and done not much. I mean, yeah, I've still got a few films out, and Scales did really well at one of the film festivals. I can't quite remember the name of off the top of my head, but it's still not enough growth in my personal terms. I would say, yes, I've made stuff, but I've not really grown as a filmmaker, and that's the big problem I'm having at the minute. So yeah, it was kind of a hard realization to get to. So in order to tell you a bit more about it, I'm going to cut to some footage I took. I stayed at my auntie's for a few days to do some writing, and one morning I woke up to a beautiful like bonsai tree in bloom and the birds were chirping. So I took a short video and I'm going to record some audio over the top to just go into that in more detail for you. Enjoy.
I was rewatching The Dark Knight and Bane said this quote, "Victory has defeated you," when he was fighting Bruce in the tunnels. This was referencing the fact that Batman defeated the Joker and Two-Face and won, causing him to do nothing and end up with him losing his strength and his skill over the 8 years between the two films. That's what happened to me, only with less stakes involved and over a shorter amount of time. I got so happy and comfortable with how I was progressing that I thought I could just sit back and let my growth continue. That really isn't the case. I need to keep going and keep pushing even when I reach a semblance of success to avoid myself from falling back down like I have this year. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realise this, and I hope that me sharing this little story saves you the time of figuring it out for yourself. Time to crack on and get back to it.
Aside from that, well, not aside from that, to continue from that, I got a cheap tablet with like a wireless keyboard and stuff, something very portable. I'm going to try and force myself out a bit more because I feel like one of the main problems is I'm surrounded by these four walls for majority of the year this year, and I can't have that be the case for the next few months and summer and then the year after that. I don't want to be stuck inside again. So I've got this little tablet with a keyboard. I'm going to go out and do my writing at least once a week for now until I'm getting into the habit, and I'm going to just start going to like a coffee shop or something like that to just sit down, write my ideas and do like a solid hour or two of work. And that will be like my first step into getting back into the swing of things, and I'm quite excited to do that. I think me and Oakley plan on going to start that at some point this week, so that'll be all fine and dandy. Okay, with that tablet, there's always something, you know, whenever you picture someone with a tablet, I always think of drawing. People like drawing tablets and stuff. So I did also get myself an S Pen with it because it's Samsung. And I'm going to sort of teach myself how to draw, especially over the summer, because my storyboards are crap. They are dreadful. I'll chuck an example up here. And I really want to improve that. So over the next few months, I'm going to learn how to draw. So first off, I can improve my storyboards. And second off, maybe I can actually do my own thumbnails, because I don't like the whole taking a picture, cropping out, using AI, all that crap. But maybe if I just sit there and draw the thumbnail, like draw some little doodles and then week 43, yada, yada, yada on the screen, I feel like that would be kind of fun and, again, more personal, which is what I want this channel to be. I want it to be very down-to-earth, connected, and sort of like, if you're watching this, you're sat in a room with me whilst I'm telling you all this stuff. So I feel like those little fun, doodly thumbnails will be quite a good little experiment. See how it goes. But first I've got to learn to draw, which I've started. It's not great at all. But we'll see. There's always room for improvement. I'm definitely going to work hard on it. Other than that, like I say, it's been a week since I wrote the notes for this vlog, and the main issue, and again this makes it even harder, is I did all that talking about how I need to get better, and I realised that I've been in this slob, but it's that getting back on the horse. That's what I've struggled with. And this last week I said, right, I need to lock in. But the only thing I've locked into recently is the finals, and that is an issue. And no, for anyone who plays the finals with me, that does not mean I'm going to stop, but I might be on it a bit less because I really need to get back on the filmmaking horse. And it's not even that I've just fallen out of love with filmmaking. I guess I've just sort of not been pushing myself at all, really. I don't really know. If I can find what the core problem is, that'd be amazing, but I really don't know what it is. I've just really not been pushing myself to do more and testing myself to make more. So now I want that to change. I really want to. I've got a load of essays to write that I really can't be asked to do. Like, I really can't be asked. And that's going to be like the biggest hurdle. But as soon as that hurdle's over and done with, I can start getting back on the horse. Maybe writing a fun little film, because the sci-fi film's been absolutely draining me. So I need to write something fun in the meantime to make pretty soon. And yeah, I just want to get back into the swing of things, maybe film a few things for myself, all that jazz. So yeah, I'm going to try and get back on the horse. And maybe next week I'll come to you with some like pretty cool drawings that I've done, and maybe my plans to make another short film in the near future, or telling you about something I've learned. I don't know, who knows. But that's all I'll say for you. Sorry that it's been quite a low week with everything that I've talked about, but it's important that I get this out there. Because the way I treat this channel is, it's a good way for me to store what I've been up to in my life, where I'm at, everything that's going on. And me saying this and putting it on the channel isn't just good for you to see where I'm at in my creative journey, but it's also good for me to sort of an admission of guilt, I guess, and like holding myself accountable. That's the best way to put it. Me putting this up out there for everyone to see is me holding myself accountable. And if you want to come and make fun of me and all that, that's fine. I deserve it, to be honest. But you know, now I'm out there and I'm accountable. Hopefully the next step is working harder and getting back on that horse ready for third year, because third year is going to be a tough one and I want to be ready for it. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone who stayed until the end. You all mean a lot to me, and I'll see you all in the future. Goodbye.